Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about step loading as a method of bringing up your strength. Step loading to help you peak for a new one rep max. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. Don't see many videos about step loading, but I've based several workouts on the step loading principle over the years, and I'm going to explain what step loading is. Step loading is something that's probably good for the intermediate lifter or intermediate to advanced lifter to help them slowly move from a lower intensity, meaning intensity is weight relative to your one rep max. So 95% of your one rep max would be higher intensity and 65% of your one rep max would be lower intensity. So step loading basically gets you from a lower intensity, higher volume. Over time, it takes you to higher intensity, heavier weight, and lower volume. I'm going to show you how that is set up. Now, before I get into that, there's many ways to step load. You can do 2-1, 3-1, 4-2. What does that mean? Well, basically, 2-1 would be you increase your weight, you increase your intensity, or the percentage relative to your one rep max for 2 weeks, and then you deload. 3-1 would be you increase your intensity for 3 weeks, then you deload. And 4-2 would mean you increase your intensity for 4 weeks and then deload for 2 weeks. That's kind of a foreign concept, but that's certainly an option. So I'm going to break down, I got a chart here. What this is a step loading that is featuring a 24-week peaking program and a 4-week break-in. Now, this is the start of your peaking program. It's probably a good idea, if you're going to get into something like this, to set up a baseline month, 3 to 4 weeks, where you're doing about the starting weight. That way, when you get into the start of this peak or this cycle, you're ready to go. So here we're going to start at 65% of our one rep max, and we're going to use step loading to get all the way to 100% of our 100% of our current max. We're going to take a deload, and then we are going to try to set a new one rep max. So before we get into this 24-week cycle, we are going to take 3 to 4 weeks of training at about 65% with a little bit of volume, just to acclimate a little bit to the volume. Now this model is a 3-to-1 step load structure. We're going to increase for 3 weeks and we're going to deload. We're going to increase for 3 weeks and we're going to deload. We're going to continue on using this cycle for 24 weeks. So this is a stupid simple method. You can peak longer using any percentages you really want. If you wanted to extend this, you could go shorter than 5% jumps. Right here I'm using 5% jumps. If you wanted to make this a little bit more concise, you could use 7.5% jumps. So like 65 to 72.5 to 80, that sort of thing. That might be a little bit better for somebody that is more of an earlier intermediate. So here we go, 24 weeks. What you do is we're going to start here at 65%, move to 70%, and then to 75% of our one rep max. Obviously, we're going to be doing more reps per set here and fewer reps per set here. So as we progress, we're going to start off doing more volume, meaning sets and reps, overall reps. And then as we get to the end, we're doing very few reps, but we're doing very heavy work. So the first 3 weeks, 65, 70, 75, and then we deload to week 1 weight. The second 4-week cycle, 70, 75, and 80, and then we deload to the week 1 weight of that cycle. 75, 80, 85, we deload to 75%, which is week 1 of this microcycle. All right, so we continue that moving forward. 80, 85, 90, deload at 80. 85, 90, 95, deload at 85, and 90, 95, and 100% of your old one rep max. And then we deload at 90, a lighter week, and then we might come back into the gym and smash it. So that gives you a little bit of rest period, and then you could come back and test your one rep max. Again, what I really want to stress here is this is just one method of doing it. There's many methods of doing it. It's nice to experiment with this stuff if you're an intermediate and you want a longer peaking program. This is something you could do. You could work this as long as you want, really, or as short as you want. I probably wouldn't go any shorter than 10 weeks for a peak, 8 to 10 weeks leading up to a meet. But this is certainly a good way to do it. If you want a little bit longer of a peak and you are more of a late intermediate lifter, or you're already lifting pretty heavy, you could do something like a 4 to 2, where you're doing 65, 70, 75, 80, and then deloading for 2 weeks. And then you're starting 70, 75, 80, 85, deloading for 2 weeks. That's an option as well. If you feel you get pretty beat up, that might be a really good option. So I want to introduce you guys to step loading. Again, it's not something I hear about very often. Many different ways to periodize, and some guys find certain ways are better for them than others. Give this a try. Let me know if you have given it a try and what you think. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.